Okay, so I've eaten Simply Steamers for 2 weeks and lost a pound and a half. Now it's time to trash all that and eat some Michelinas. No, seriously, I was kind of tired of just eating everything Simply Steamers, especially since I made the mistake of eating the really appealing ones first and leaving the one that I was dreading, rightfully so. It turns out, like the fried rice, till the very last. So I'm just kind of done with that. We're moving on to Michelinas. I have not had these for probably 2 or 3 years. It's the wheels and cheese. I have not had this, and I have not had their standard mac and cheese for a long time, long enough to forget what they taste like. I remember that they taste okay. Um, and I was looking at the nutrition, 280. How much protein in this thing? I don't think it's a lot. 8 grams, and that's not good enough. That's not going to be enough to get me to lunch. Proof on yes. So, after being disappointed in the what was it? Um, the ziti with meatballs from the Smart Ones series. I'll tag that on the end. I'll just tag the video. There's a playlist as well. Somebody on Reddit said like, "Hey, it's pretty good. Three cheese ziti is if you throw some chicken in," and they were absolutely correct. So I have my chicken at the ready. But anyway, enough yammering. Let's get on with stuff, and then eventually go make some coffee for myself. These things are pretty cheap. You used to be able to get them at the dollar store for, well, Dollar Tree for $1. Um, but now I think they're like $1.18 at Walmart, and they're at Dollar Tree for $1.25. It is a blocco pasta with a block of. Can I legally call that cheese? I don't know if I can. Anyway, we're gonna throw that in there. But we're gonna give it a shot of it first. Okay. So let's see. How long do I need to put this in for? 3 minutes, and then stir. I don't think the chicken's going to take 3 minutes, so I think I'm going to put it in for 3 minutes and then stir it and put the chicken in and put it in for another minute and a half. All right, see how this goes. And then I'm off to make coffee. See you in about 3 minutes. Okay. Okay, it's hot, but it has that distinctive. It has that distinctive feeling in the middle of the bottom. Yeah, where it's cold in the middle of the bottom, so I know it's not completely cooked through. It is, wow, okay, so this sauce is not that thin. Feeling encouraged by that. Not gonna lie, the Simply Steamers are good and they're exceptionally healthy. Calorie controlled, and the sodium isn't too insane either. However, with all 13 of them, except for a couple of rare exceptions, the too thin sauce was kind of like the bane of my existence every morning. I was just like, okay, how are we going to thicken up the sauce today? This is, I don't know where my scale went. I think I may have donated it to the thrift store after thinking, oh, I don't need a scale anymore. Yes, I do. But I think that this is about 3 ounces of chicken, which is like 90 calories. And Michelina's is kind of known for being light on protein, so not light on calories, definitely light on protein. Let's give it a minute and a half. I'm going to have some coffee. Probably shouldn't stir it with a cheese covered fork. I have to work today, not just errands and stuff around the house. I had 4 days off for Labor Day, but school is back in session, so off I go. I do not work for the school system directly. I'm a nurse, and I escort patients to school, so I kind of work for them indirectly. And I have another series where I do school lunch meals, so if you're curious about that, yes, all three of you. Um, and those of you who have seen those doctored up pictures of students being like, "This is all they gave us for lunch: a hunk of dried out bread and a cup of sauce. That's it. Yeah, no milk, no fruit, no vegetables. They left those behind on the hotline." Just in case you're thinking, like, is this really what they're serving to children? The answer is no, they're not. So if you want the straight dip, if you want to see the healthy but boring options they actually do serve children, I have a playlist. I'll put that on the end of this video too. I'll be having one of them today, but I have no idea what's on the hotline. I stopped looking it up because what's published on the menu and what actually is served in reality are often two very different things. Although I will say there's usually at least one vegan or vegetarian option. And for all I know, there's probably more in the back if you ask. All right, that doesn't look too bad. All right, let me get a shot of that. Can I weight this down? No, I'm just going to have to peel the whole top off this and hope it doesn't collapse. I did rip the top off one of these aggressively once and everything came pouring out, so I'm a little more cautious now. Okay, so I suspect, what was it, 280. So 280 plus 90, so this is like a 370 calorie meal, so that's not bad. And the serving size is actually not too insane after I added the chicken. Without chicken, it's kind of skimpy and probably should be thought of as more like a side dish. However, if you're feeding children, like, this would be an adequate entree, even without the chicken, for a kid under, say, well, kids are so tricky because I would say that for a kid who hasn't started that period of growth in their life in which you buy them pants and then literally 2 months later they look like capri pants. So if they haven't started doing that yet, and if they're not playing, like, varsity sports or whatever, even without the chicken, this would probably be an adequate entree for a younger elementary school child. In fact, with a really young one like kindergartners or first graders, you might have a few bites left over. Anyway, enough blathering. Let me try a piece of this. It might need to be heated up just a little bit, or maybe it's still hot. It's still warm. Wow, that's salty. And I'm trying to figure out if it's the chicken that's salty or the pasta. It's the chicken. I get these sliced grilled chicken breast from Aldi in the big bag. Tyson's is the same. Apparently I got a piece that really soaked up like all the brine. Let's see if the other ones are like that too. No, just without that one slice. You know what? Can't believe I'm saying this. That's not bad. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to add hot sauce. Wow, okay. I'm officially blown away. Yeah, that's not bad. I think the real trick is that I added chicken. I don't think it would be nearly as good. It wouldn't be nearly as good without the chicken. Although, the texture on the pasta is not bad. And the sauce is not bad either. Is it anything to like write home about and say like, oh my God, you have to try this. It's so delicious. No. But I would say it's like a solid 7 out of 10. And for $1.18, which is I think what I paid for it, that's not bad. So I'm going to go off and eat the rest of that and drink my coffee and go to work. And that's about it. So 7 out of 10, not bad for under $1.25. And if you want to help, just hit like and subscribe. I will be doing more of these, and I will be also doing lean cuisines because I did all the Simply steamers and I don't have the heart to start on Healthy Choice Cafe steamers yet. I'll get there, but if you want to see what these are like, because I haven't had them in a long time, I'll be doing some of those. But anyway, if you want to help, click like and subscribe. But even if you don't, have a fantastic day.